What's going on, everybody? My name is Ian Robinson, and today we're going to be covering surface noise for ZBrush for iPad. So to access surface noise, you want to come over here to the tool palettes and scroll on down until you see surface. Here you'll actually see a few buttons. You'll see noise when it's indicated that it's turned on or turned off. And if I come over here real quick and just zoom this in, you can see that we have noise that's off and noise that's on. We have an edit button and we have a delete button. So you can go ahead and delete the noise if you're not satisfied or if you want to get rid of it. You also can double tap on the screen to bring back any of that action so that action is undoable. You have a few sliders here for your smooth normals as well as SUV, apply to mesh, mask by noise, and unmask by noise. So we're going to go ahead and delete our current noise, and then we're just going to go ahead and click the noise button, which opens up a brand new pop-up window, which gives you full screen access to how we're going to be making our noise today. There are a few different menus at the top. We have our noise menu, our curve menu, which allows you to control how the noise is being generated. We also have a color palette, which allows you to blend colors, not only the poly paint that the model might have originally, but also between two different colors. And we have a alpha menu, which allows you to not only bring in an alpha, say something from your iPad, if you had it here, or you can bring it from your photo library. Say you have something like this Damascus looking alpha texture you might want to use for something like the knife that I'm sculpting. And you also have the ability to delete it at any point in time. You also have the ability to turn this on and off, just in case you want to actually work with it, or if you want to turn it off and move away, but still not delete it. You can delete, of course, and then you can go ahead and take a photo. And this is a really big update. So let's say I want to take a photo. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on, and it's going to access my camera, turn off the flash, and go ahead and click this one time and say use. And now it brought in that picture as an alpha that is now being generated to my model. So coming back over to the noise menu, you can see we have a few different options. We have the ability to wrap our noise based on a 3D mesh, or we can actually choose to use our UVs. We have a strength slider, which allows you to actually increase and decrease the strength of our noise. We also have a strength relative to scale, so depending on how big or small your noise is will depend on how strong that is. Turning this off will actually generate a different algorithm of how the noise is applied per strength and based on the scale of the noise. If we had an alpha turned on, so let's come over here to select an image and actually generate an alpha. There we go. I'm going to come back to the noise, and you can see here now we have the ability to scale our alpha up and down. Down here we have the mix basic noise, which allows me to both mix the alpha noise that's being generated as well as the standard noise that is being generated. And so we can scale this up and down however we'd like to see that. If you slide down the mix basic noise, only the alpha noise will be generated and not the standard noise. With mix basic noise turned on, you'll see you have a few different effects. If I open this up, I have the ability to mix my noise, to multiply my noise, to make a difference noise, minimum or maximum. These settings will allow you to get a different feel and effect based on how you would like to mix the 3D noise and the alpha noise. You also have a slider to magnify the mask and also strength by mask. We have the ability down here at the bottom to go ahead and open anything that we've saved before. So if you've generated noise in the past, you can open these files up. You can also come down here at the bottom and save and choose how you like to save this. So 3D noise maker, let's say okay. You also have the ability to copy and paste your noise that you've generated, so you can copy them and paste them between different subtools. Next, we're going to come over here to the curve menu. So first, let's turn off or hide our alpha here. Let's come back to the curve menu, and you can see that there's actually a curve bar here that I can go ahead and start editing. And just a reminder that the ZBrush noise is based off of this curve. So as I affect this curve, maybe I come over here to this button and make this a sharper transition, and this one's a little bit more of a fall off. You can see that if I click one of these pins, I can go ahead and have the option to delete these if I would like to. You can see down here at the bottom, I have the ability to mirror the noise. I can also rotate, and I can go back in my undo or redo if I start making changes. So if I come back far enough, you can see here now, I'm getting the different pins that I put once before. You also have different curve settings, and you also have curve transformations. So you'd be able to actually set this as an offset or an angle or even a scale based on your axis. So you can really generate a lot of different effects very quickly and very easily inside of ZBrush. And if you push it too far, don't worry, you have a reset scale, so you can click that one time and resets it back to the beginning. Coming over to the color menu, you can see here that we actually have the ability to have color blending between two swatches. So here it starts off with white and black. I can go ahead and choose a red color on the white swatch. I can click the black swatch one time and actually generate a different color, and then I can blend between the two at any point in time. And this also works as well if you had poly paint on your model before you brought this in. The blending of these two colors will actually happen in conjunction with the poly paint that is on your mesh. Now that we've covered the basics of how to use surface noise, let's go ahead and generate a noise really quickly. So we're going to open up noise like we had done before. I do have UVs on this model, so I'm going to choose UV. I'm going to bring in an alpha that I had already downloaded, so that's going to go to Photo Library, choose my alpha. You can see there it is. I'm going to come over to the noise and take mix basic noise down to 0, and I'm going to choose a scale that makes sense for my model. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to go over to color and actually take this and move this over to the other side and maybe even change the color a little bit. So we'll do something like this. That's looking pretty good. And again, I can choose to have the color blend maybe a little bit less so it's not so bright. So that works out perfectly. And once I'm satisfied with that, I'm going to go ahead and just generate a different strength. Say something like that. That is perfect. And now when I go ahead and hit done, you can see here that my noise is generated to the handle of the knife that I've been working on. And last but not least, what we want to do is apply this noise to our mesh. So really quick tip, if you want to know how deep something is going to apply, like how the noise will be affected on the actual geometry, a really quick thing to do is hit BPR. When you render your noise, it is actually going to generate the visual look of how it will be applied. So let's go ahead and let this render. There we go. And you can see just kind of how soft or strong that is actually going to be applied. So if I'm satisfied with this, we'll go ahead and give me some subdivisions, which I already have a few here. And the reason why we want subdivisions is because we want to make sure there's enough geometry to capture the noise that we had actually created. And then we're going to come down to the bottom and say apply to mesh. And once we do that, you can now see how similar that looked to the render. And that is how you would actually use surface noise on ZBrush for iPad. Hopefully this video helped. Thank you very much and happy ZBrushing.